Welcome back to BS Movie Reviews, Part 3 of Catch Me If You Can. And we were just talking about the abortion, and he said that's okay, and then he gets the idea of going to talk to her dad to try and fix things.
Yeah.
And he says, what if you were engaged to a doctor? So that happens. They move down to...
They're together.
Yeah, they're together. And Carl's still chasing him. And anyway, so they're getting engaged. They go see the parents. He's posing as a doctor, and then he gets the brilliant idea to pose as a lawyer because the dad is a lawyer. So he's saying, "I'm thinking of getting back into law," and impresses the parents a lot.
Yeah.
And then he has to say grace, and he uses
Doesn't know how to say grace.
yeah, he uses his dad's speech at the beginning when his dad was winning an award, and. Then after all this, they're hanging out at the parents' house and they start watching the show. And they start singing a song and it's just real creepy and the dad gets the girl to sit on his lap.
Yeah,
and...
I was really like, man, there must be some incest going on there. Oh, that was your fault this time. But yeah, we figured there must be some incest going on there. I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I don't
I
know.
hope so, he says.
Because that kind of shit just turns me on.
Yeah, you dig your family?
Not my family. I like to watch other people's families have sex.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I will withhold. I will. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. They're engaged and they're at the engagement party, and this is where Carl's like catching up to him pretty close. He's like right on his trail.
Yeah,
They come and crash the engagement party, and Frank is trying to explain everything to what's the girl's name?
I'm so bad with names in movies.
Yeah, I forget the girl's name.
Tom Hanks was basically fucking Leonardo DiCaprio up the ass. He was so close.
Yeah.
And
so Frank jumps out the window and runs away and tells his girlfriend or fiance to meet him in 2 days at this airport at this time and to not let anyone know that's their plan.
Yeah.
And so he goes there 2 days later and she's standing there and you can see this guy walk up and whisper something in her ear and then she gets all scared. It's like, man, this lady was like scared of the world.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, she looked just horrified. She's just sitting there just like... Every time you see her, she kind of looks upset, though. She's always just like she kind of looks like, you know when somebody's having a really good time and then you push them over? The face that they make when that happens, basically.
When you're pushing them
or
down
if you
the stairs.
bag a guy when he's drinking.
Oh.
Because he's having a great time, just having fun,
Yeah,
then you bag him and he's just like, oh, my world is over.
Yeah.
I did that to Tio last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
you deserved it, fucking asshole.
Frank started checking out the place and started seeing all these weird people. There was guys with binoculars and like it just was way too heat score, so he didn't show up. And this is when they start flocking the airports trying to find him.
Yeah.
And this is when he goes to all the high schools and starts picking out 8 girls to be stewardess. And as they're walking in, he just puts all the women in front of him and just walks behind them and sneaks by all the cops and gets on the plane and flies to a new country. I believe it was France.
Yeah.
In Mount Richard.
Probably.
That's where his mom was from, or hailed from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so yeah, he flies there and he's going all over Europe forging checks now. And Carl wants to go down there, but they won't let him.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys are going to let him get away? And they said, no, Carl, you let him get away.
Yeah, and they're like, you're an embarrassment.
Yeah. But Carl, being the glory hound dog he is, goes anyways to catch him. And basically finds out exactly where he is.
Yep.
He runs into him, and again, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, and at this point, Frank looks like he's been on, like he's printing off like 1 million checks at once, and just looking like he's been high on fucking meth for like 7 years.
Yeah.
He's just like, holy fuck, Carl! Ah! Ah! Only it was a little less than that, but it was still pretty much like, holy fuck, like man.
By this point in the movie, his hair was just so long.
Yeah, he was just like insane.
Yeah.
He was just like, I need money.
What was that line that just made him sound like totally insane?
When he said, he's like, I can't come with you, Carl, but you got, or he's like, it was basically the name of the movie, wasn't it? He's like, you gotta catch me first. He's like, you gotta catch me, and he's like running around and like, he's just like, come on, catch me.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fucked up. Like that, like he's kind of like.
Yeah. But no, there's a line in there that he says.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, but either way, Carl catches him, talks him into giving himself up and walking outside, and they go outside, and Carl says there's 24 French police out there ready to shoot him if he doesn't surrender, and he goes out there and no one's there.
Yeah.
But either way, he gets arrested. The police showed up. They took him away. He's transferred to the United States, and they're in the plane, and he hears his dad is dead. He wants to talk to his dad, but his dad is dead. So he has to go to the bathroom in the airplane, and they're up in the air. Yeah. And this is where he escapes through the toilet.
Yeah, he escapes, and that was weird because right before he did it, I was saying I would come on, man, escape through the toilet, and then he actually did, and I was like, wow, I can't.
And so he jumps out and he starts running away, and he goes to his mom's place, and that's when all the police show up and pick him up and arrest him. And
it doesn't show much of him in jail. It just basically he shows him in the.
He gets a 12-year sentence, isolation,
which would be pretty much like a hotel of really if you're in jail.
Yeah, but he ends up getting out early because he starts helping the government solving these fraud checks.
So not only did he not get raped, he also got
man, I thought we were at 9 minutes. No. We got lots of
time.
Yeah, I was trying to fly through the movie. There's a part in the movie when Frank is getting all this money and he decides to buy his dad a Cadillac, And his dad's like, Frank, like, if the IRS knew I was driving this around, like, we'd be busted, hey?
Yeah, no shit.
Frank, his dad's not too exactly sure what's going on right now, but later on in the movie, he finds out when Carl shows up to his house asking questions.
And his dad's not even really fucking. I don't even think his dad cares that he's doing it. You know, his dad's like, give her, man.
Yeah.
He's like, you're good at. In fact,
they're fucking me. You fuck them.
My stepfather actually one day told me that. He said, Dustin, or Bill, sorry, Billy Pop. Well, Billy Pop, he said, you gotta pick something you love and do it. He said, I don't care if you're a bank robber, you just better be good at it. And,
nice.
Yeah, so that
Words of wisdom for you
Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom.
But yeah, so, he gets picked up at his mom's place. He does a 12-year sentence, gets off early, starts working for the government, and at one point he thinks about running away. He rips out his little mugshot, and then he makes a little pilot badge out of it, and he's heading to the airport, and Carl comes up and says, what are you doing? You're not going to go nowhere. No one's chasing you. Like, I'm going to let you go fly on this plane. I'm not going to even worry about it. I know you'll be back Monday.
Yeah.
And then he walks away. And then Monday comes, it's like 10 after 10, and he still hasn't shown up. But he does. He ends up showing up in the end.
And then basically, in a nutshell, he basically spends the rest of his life working for the police and makes millions of dollars.
Yeah, he helps create these checks that are hard to copy or forge or whatever that all these Fortune 500 companies use every day now. So,
yeah, and it's actually, to be honest, it kind of pisses me off that he went from somebody that I liked that was stealing money from the government to somebody that I hated because he was working for the government. It just kind of seemed like such a fucking...
Well, you know the saying, if you can't beat him, join him.
I'm not going to fucking... I know what you mean.
He's like, I'll never join him.
I'm not joining the fucking government, man.
No.
I'm not Obama, Bin Laden, or whatever his name is. But I don't know. What would you rate this movie out of 10?
You know, it's a good movie. I'm a big fan of Tom Hanks and Christopher Walken. I'm gonna have to give this movie a 9 plane models out of 10.
I think I'm gonna give it. I liked it too. So, and besides the fact that Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio were in it, so I will give it. I'll take 2 off for the 2 actors, and I'll give it an 8 faggoty looking actors out of 10.
Very nice.
And
but it is a good movie.
I'm not against homos, by the way.
No, we support homoeroticness.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, it was a good movie. You guys
Really
should watch
do.
it.
Yeah.
We kind of missed a couple things, but I mean, you can only do so much when we babble on like we do.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.